Natural resources are being consumed by humans at a faster rate than their natural regeneration. Human beings are depleting the planet's natural resources, and standards of living will begin to decline by 2030 unless immediate action is taken. The Worldwide Fund for Nature warns that the current overexploitation of natural resources is generating an enormous deficit. Conserving nature is the need of the hour. One such organization which is working towards this is IUCN, which is the International Union for Conservation of Nature. Now, giving you a little bit of a background on the company, IUCN harnesses the experience, resources, and reach of its more than 1,400 member organizations and the input of more than 17,000 experts. The diversity and the vast experience is what makes IUCN the global authority on the status of the natural world and the measures needed to safeguard it. Now, the International Union for Conservation of Nature is holding a Global Youth Summit from April 5th to April 16th. The purpose of the summit is to strengthen connections between leaders, encourage learning, and facilitate discussions on nature. The first day event had some very interesting lineups. One such session was hosted by the #NatureForAll group. This specialist group was started on the knowledge that more people connect with nature, the more action will be for its conservation. Now, they are involved with over 450 organizations across 79 countries. The session talked about visioning policy recommendations for a global movement. Cheryl Charles and Karen Keenly-Side, who are two of the three co-chairs of the Nature for All movement, were the main speakers of the event.
We know that the more people experience and connect with nature, the more likely they are to appreciate and care for it, the more likely they are to be conservationists, to have positive environmental behaviors. And so as I said, this movement or this initiative has been around for 5 years now, but we're at the stage where we're looking ahead, we're looking to the future. We've done a lot of work over those 5 years, but we really want to hear from you about how we can tweak this, what we can do better, what we can do more to really scale things up and make a huge difference in the world. So that's why we're here today, to give you a sense of where we've been, but to also give you a peek at where we are going or might be going, to encourage you all to be a part of that.
After giving a brief introduction of what the organization does, they moved on to the goals. Now moving on to the main part of the event, which are the policy recommendations, Cheryl Charles took the listeners through some of the recommendations that Nature for All has made.
We know that people are healthier and happier in nature, and we're really hearing a lot about that now during the pandemic. I think this is something that's becoming increasingly clear. So certainly there's a significant effort. For example, there's an entire specialist group on health and well-being and protected areas as part of the World Commission on Protected Areas. But finding a way to speak to the health sector, to encourage decision makers there, to deliver programs that really enable people of all ages to derive those health benefits of nature, in turn build that support and care for the earth as well, recognizing that the deep cultural relationship that Indigenous people have with nature means really that there's no separation between the two, and that the more many of us come to understand that, the more that we realize we are one with nature, that we are nature, the more likely we are to build that culture of care going forward.
Some of the attendees even shared their experiences on nature and activism.
I really think activists, they deserve security clearance or some sort of immunity from UN. Even in UK where I am, I'm working with the local authorities, like as I said in the breakthrough. There is a new law or a bill that is being passed in British Parliament here, and we are standing against it. It's a bill that will give police power to stop a protest or brutalize activists, especially environmental activists who are very adamant that the environment should be conserved, like Scotland or the climate action activists. So these are problems. I expect UN to give young people security clearance or diplomatic pass so that their host country, maybe like Nigeria or US, police or the authority will not undermine their fundamental human rights by seeing that card from UN or by knowing full well that they belong to recognize UN environmental activists. If you understand where I'm going, just I don't want young people like me and the next generation to go through what the older people go through.
All in all, this was an amazing session which brought in a lot of people from all around the world to share their views on nature and how people in this day and age can connect more with nature. Thank you.